Okay. All right, all right, all right. Hello, everyone. It's your boy Big Lloyd Dotson. Formerly, that's the name my mom gave me. But honestly, right after I was born, she called me Big right from the get-go. And the future BizOp Pro Show. And as always, we're coming to you with my co-host, the ever beautiful Emma, a day earlier than we normally do this, so I might have caught you by surprise. Emma, you out there?
I am, yeah. Sorry, guys. It's my fault that we've changed days today. I've got my mum flying into Turin tomorrow, and I've got a Indian exchange student coming on Friday. So my house is absolute chaos at the minute. We're trying to get ready and get sorted out for a load of invaders. So it's going to be bedlam the next few days. So I needed to kind of jump on early. So hope that's okay.
Absolutely okay. What it does is it shows you, again, the reason that we're going back to FutureNet, FutureAdPro as an opportunity is because if you're able to work it, and what Emma is showing you right there, you still got to put in the work. So even though it's a day earlier, we're still doing the show each week. And what we thought we'd do on this show, again, last week was our very first episode of the Future BizOp Pro Show, and we want to basically ways to leverage FutureNet, FutureAdPro with your other businesses so that you can start to actually not only make money, but leverage what FutureNet and FutureAdPro actually are. And that's to drive more traffic, more eyeballs to your offer. And it's not a to do if you're kind of just flying by the seat of your pants. So what we're trying to do each week, all right, is to share this journey that Emma is taking as a student who only started in this whole internet marketing thing, okay, less than 6 months ago, basically right around April or so, when we all got involved in FutureNet, FutureAdPro, starting from a standing start to where she is now, and she's continuing to learn and grow each day. But what she's learned is that if you actually have a system, all right, a system that includes FutureNet and FutureAdPro, you're going to start to see the benefits, not only in reach, eyeballs on the offer, but also monetarily in the wallet. Now, that's going to take some time, but we're promising you that we're not only going to show you Emma's doing here from a standing start, but we're also going to give you a new, complete, and traffic funnel system that's going to be able to help you incorporate FutureNet and FutureAdPro. We'll talk about that at the end. It's something that Emma and I are working on, and we'll go into a little more detail, and that should be available for everyone in the next couple of weeks so that you can get back in the driver's seat with FutureNet and FutureAdPro. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, and you're not involved in FutureNet or FutureAdPro, and someone shared the link with you, make sure you get back to that person, because there are some exciting things coming for all of you future biz heads out there in the next couple of weeks. We're very excited about what we're going to be putting out there for all of you. But one of the best things that can be done for everyone, all right, if you don't have a lot of experience, if you've gone away from FutureNet, if you've gone away from FutureAdPro, and you're not utilizing all the tools that you have at your hands, that's what this show is about. It's to highlight basically the journey that we're taking with Emma as a student moving into a leadership role, and she's doing it, guess what, with the very same tools and systems that you have available to you, is help you shortcut that process, because you're going to see what she's doing and what she's done in order to move from standing start newbie to where she is now with a lot of momentum, and now started to see some financial gain from utilizing the system. So how was that for an introduction, Emma?
Yeah, it was good. It was good, Big. We're approaching this slightly differently now, guys. I've spoken at length over the last few months about this has been my, this is my journey, and every time I'm really apologetic. My results aren't as, big as the guys, and all of a sudden I decided I just needed to own it. We had a chat, We were like, look, there are more people on this team who are in my position than there are on Bigg's position. So what we need to do is we don't just need to show you the results that Bigg's getting, we need to show you the results that I've got and how I'm slowly building it and growing it. Now, when I share the back office with you, you will see that as I say, I started back in April. I'm not, I'm not Miss Moneybags. I'm not super wealthy. I'm an expat mum. I'm a live-in Turin. I always worked before. When I worked in England, I was a business analyst, but when I came out here, I don't speak Italian that well. So certainly not well enough to do a business analyst job. So I needed something to fill my time. So I started really in April, and it's been a baptism of fire. I couldn't just go and put 10 grand in and throw 10 grand at it, do whatever I wanted. I had to start, make a decision about the things I was going to get involved in, and then grow it kind of organically through social media, through paid for traffic, but in quite a conservative way, really, and not just, throwing a fortune at it. So I think most of you will identify with my journey, and it's really going to help you out in building your own businesses, no matter which stage of the journey you're at. You might be a little bit further ahead than me, you might be further behind me. Doesn't matter. There's always somebody that's your mentor, and then you're always somebody's mentor. You always know more than somebody who started after you. So
absolutely. Yeah, Emma, one of the wonderful things about this is there's no apologies for anything other than where you are in your journey. Again, a lot of you out there, all right, look to join people like myself or other leaders because we've been there, done that, and you're going to get, at least in my case, all right, you're going to get someone that's accessible, someone that's willing to work with you. And I always appreciate people that do join my team. And about that, okay, when you're making that choice to join someone, all right, and so if someone shares the link out there with you, all right, make sure you work with that person because we're all part of the same team. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you work the system properly over time, be at the point, all right, where you work it persistently and consistently, where you too will have followers, a big list, more money to put into programs, things like that. But what we really wanted to do was to show you that if you are in the position that Emma was coming in from that standing start, that if you're willing to basically follow the system and put the work in, that you too can have success. In the end, the program is fantastic, but it really is never about the program. Putting the work in and about the people. Correct, Emma? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I mean, I've developed over a few different programs, I've developed a really good team. I'm surrounded by some incredible people. I've got incredible people that I work with, and some of them, as I say, are further behind me in the journey. And in fact, I've got people who sign with me who've been in the business a lot longer. I think I bring something a little bit different to it. So I think people quite like the fact that I don't, pretend that I'm making £1,000,000 every day, and it's all just, happens by magic. So I think they see how much work and how much effort I put in, and it brings something different to the whole thing. So it's just about following the system, guys, and making sure that you're just doing the very best that you can do, and that you're learning, that you're being coachable, that you're duplicating, and the things that you're learning from us, that then you're passing down to your teams, because the whole point is not to hold the knowledge into yourself, it's to share it around so that we can duplicate, and that's how everybody grows faster.
Right. So Emma, what's great about this? Let's backtrack a little bit. All right. So if you're watching this and you don't know what FutureNet FutureAdPro is, we're going to explain what that is. We're going to basically share Emma's back office. As I said, in future shows, I'll be happy to share my back office also. But we don't want you guys to concentrate on the big numbers of ad packs or the big numbers of followers or the commissions that I made on the FutureNet side in the matrix. Again, because what we realized was that's probably not the best focus. Yes, I'm happy that, again, people on my team work with me, trust me, all of those things, and I help to the best of my knowledge and ability to have them have success also. But we both agreed that if we are going to rebrand this, all right, about leveraging FutureNet and FutureAdPro, because they are a social media platform and an advertising traffic exchange, that it probably is a situation where most people are somewhere in the beginning, not as much toward the middle or the end or the top. And so the focus really is going to be more on Emma's journey, but I will come and share my back office because we always are about showing proof, progress, results. And especially as we get closer to releasing the new marketing funnel that we're going to do for everyone, we're going to show my back office to show you what you can achieve with a marketing funnel and system when you know what you're doing with the strategy up front. And when you have a marketing budget plan, etc., to put that into place and stick with it. That's going to be the key. So, to that over the next couple of weeks, Emma is going to show you and share her back office how you can start to grow this organically on the FutureNet side and take some of those profits and put over to the FutureAdPro side and then leverage those into other things to again start that loop that we're going to start to expose you guys to in the very future in a couple weeks. We're going to basically expose you to our marketing system, the loop that we've been working, and that's what Emma's going to share. But Emma, let's start out. Let's do as we always do for those people. Just a little recap on FutureNet, and then a recap on FutureAdPro, and then we'll open up your back office in FutureAdPro today so we can focus more on that. But let's go to FutureNet and highlight some of the things that people get and some of the things we've been working on for you to increase your exposure, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, FutureNet is really straightforward, guys. It's a social media platform. You know, it's there are a few different parts to it. There are a few different products to it, but essentially it's a social media platform. And what you should be doing is you should be using that to expose people to your links, to network with people, to talk to people, to make acquaintances in the business, and just really to be sociable and get your products out there and to get yourself out there and start to brand yourself. Too many people focus on you know, it can be quite a complicated program if you look at the total sum of parts of it, because there's lots and lots and lots and lots of elements to it. You know, there's a massive amount of value in there. But overall, if we just keep it really simple so that nobody gets overwhelmed, it's lots and lots of parts that all go into a whole of branding yourself and making people aware of your offers and opportunities, be that through posting on a wall, be that through sending emails with video attachments, be that through making a sales and marketing funnel. You know, any of these little things that they've got there for us, that's what everything is about. It's about branding yourself, branding your business, and talking to people who are already in the industry and that are like-minded and are going to be looking at opportunities. All of these people want to be involved in businesses, and that's, you know, that's the important thing. Do you want me to show them the back office of FutureNet? Or
Absolutely. Emma, go ahead and open your back office. And while you're doing that, let me just say there's a famous quote from a bank robber when they asked him, you know, why do you rob banks? And he said, that's where the money is. So in this, thing about this is why would you want to utilize a platform like this? Because that's where most of the marketers slash people interested in internet or network marketing are. And if you do it properly, now we're not saying that we have the end all be all answer, but we do know that what most people hate on Facebook, and Facebook is cutting out, is all this spam and this non-personal marketing. And why should it be any different on FutureNet just because FutureNet is more about, if you approach it from a genuine standpoint where people get to know the real you, there is nothing wrong with you occasionally, obviously, putting your links and opportunities. But the one thing we keep seeing over and over and over is people just constantly spamming their link on, you know, their post and all like that. Guess what, guys? It turns into banner or advertising blindness. So again, the quote is, why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is. But once you get to the bank and that's where the money is, all right, if you don't have the ability to open that safe, the money's going to stay there. And it's no different here. If you're going to consistently go out there and spam your link, guess what? People are going to turn a blind eye and you're never going to be able to open that vault. So we're going to share with you a little bit, just some tips. We'll go back over them of what you should be doing. And each week we're going to keep reiterating this to you because, again, we think this is a powerful way to start to from the crowd, if you will, all those spammed links. All right. And so these are things, and we'll start to share some tools that I've shared with Emma to be able to create some of these images and things like that so that you can start to do also. The great thing about these tools that I've shared with Emma, who's started to implement, is they are free. All they time to learn and implement. So go ahead, Emma, and then we'll talk about, as you're starting to show some of those posts and all, how we actually created some of those posts and the tools that I shared with you so that you could start to create those as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I've said this 1,000 times before, guys. It's really about creating a story, writing a story about yourself, the things that you do in the life that you live, maybe things that you're reading, things that you're watching, things that, you know, audios you're listening to, anything and everything around you that inspires you or amuses you, or, you know, people might find interesting and kind of explains a bit about the person that you are. You want to be using all of that to start to write some posts and to produce some images that go with those posts. So this has been the thing I've been working on over the last few weeks. Bigg's kind of taught me some of this imagery, you know, how to kind of start to stamp my own brand on it. I found that I was writing a lot of great content, but then it was kind of getting lost in generic, you know, everybody writes motivational quotes, everybody, you know, it can get very blah on Facebook, FutureNet, whichever platform you're on. So it's just about branding yourself, really. And I've started to do this a lot now. I'll just click on some of the pictures and you'll just be able to see a few of the posts that I've started making. And again, we're just going to, you know, we'll cover at some point, we're going to cover with you how to make these. It's really simple. It takes me about 5 minutes. If I'd have known this a year ago, it's changed the way I'm having so much fun using my social media, just playing, because, you know, I'm using just pictures off my phone and, you know, putting a little bit of information there, and people love it. The engagement goes crazy. So it's all just about really explaining who you are and what you're about. And that's it, really, guys. It's using this platform to engage with people and just to get people interested in in you and what your business is about.
Yep, absolutely. Now, one of the things that Emma has learned, basically being a student, and again, she's open to being coachable. And one of the things that I work with personally with people are basically branding, and branding really comes down to three things that I teach and help people understand, and they're three P's, and they are persona. All right, persona. What do you want to be perceived as? The second is promotion. All right, promotion. You've got to actually promote. There's nothing wrong with selling yourself and or your products. Okay, sells. People buy things because not necessarily they're sold, but they think they're making a decision. That comes from promotion. All right. And then the third thing, which is the most important, all right, and this is why we're doing this show and why we're helping those people, even if they're not in our downline, is promise. When you basically are holding yourself out, you have a persona, you're promoting the fact that you're going to help these people when they come into your business, that's your promise. And you've got to make sure you follow through on that, because it doesn't matter how much of a persona you have and how much promotion you do. If after a while people see through the fact that you're not actually interested in helping them after they've come aboard your team and paid money and you got commissions, well, guess what? You lose people out the back end, and it happens much more quickly than you think. So again, those three P's: persona, promotion, promise, and
And I
you'll
just want
start
to
to
show
understand. Go ahead, Emma. Yeah,
I
you'll
just want to show people why, the difference. So I just showed you all my board and I showed you how much engagement I'm starting to get through my posts. If we just quickly flick down just the normal board of my friends' posts, random picture, no engagement. Random picture, no engagement. Random picture, no engagement. Can you
Yep.
see the difference? Can you see how, you know, I'm looking for this guy just posts lots of random stuff. Hang on. Here we go. Here's another one. Just a link. 2
No engagement.
likes.
No engagement. Now,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
here's why, because they're misinformed, right, Emma? They think because you get media points for being active. But here's the difference. You can post to your heart's desire, but just like Facebook, in FutureNet, you're going to be rewarded monetarily for engagement. So why don't you touch on that a little bit, Emma, and why we're taking this path to get people to react more, to recommend, etc., because it actually helps in your pocketbook, correct?
It does, yeah. I mean, especially if you're using things like down here, the chat. So if you're talking to people who appear in your chat, and if you, I generally answer people and then delete. So I've got a few here that I need to go through today, but I try and answer everything that's coming. Even if it's somebody spamming me, then I'll even write back and say, please don't spam, it's not very polite. But engage with people. If people are saying hi, how are you, if you can, and if you've got time, try and answer them back, because they're really trying to build everybody to be talking to each other and active and social on this platform, because it helps for advertising. When they go out and they're selling their advertisements, if they can demonstrate to advertisers that we're all engaging in the platform and that we're actually using it, then it means that advertisers are more likely to come on board. And if people are advertising with FutureNet and FutureAdPro, then it means that it's, at the end of the day, there's more, more profit share in our pocket, and that's what we all kind of need at the minute. Everybody's,
Right,
especially.
Emma, and everyone out there watching this, you went away from FutureNet because exactly. Let's scroll down some more, Emma, and show them more. You just got tired of seeing all the spam, right? Go ahead, keep going, Emma.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. I mean, I know we've had people posting in the group and saying, I mean, this is why we're really strong about saying, don't be doing this. This is like a how not to. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, nothing, no engagement. He's got a few likes, but it's 3. This one, yeah, again, 3 likes. It's just drivel. It's meaningless drivel, guys. No likes there. I mean, if you're talking to people and you're really starting to brand yourself, and especially if you're transferring that across several platforms. So I will tend to post out on here. I will post out on Facebook. I'll post out on Twitter. I'll post out on Instagram, and I'll use the same pictures, and I'll use some of the same wording, so that people start to identify me with those things. They see it different places, and they start to recognize the name, and they start to recognize the face
Ah,
on the
so
profile.
there we have the first lesson of the P's, persona. What Emma is doing is creating a persona that's personal. That's where persona comes from, personal to her. And that keyword is personal. Anyone and everyone, she said it, can just take, and go grab motivational quote pictures and pop them up and all like that. And Emma was guilty of that herself. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm doing it all the time. Big told me off.
Yep. Bottom line is, guess what, guys? They've
So
seen it
look
all
here.
before.
Look, all the time now. Emma Charles. Emma
Exactly.
Charles.
So
Yeah.
persona, all right? So promotion, absolutely, you want to be promoting, but figure out what your persona is first. Go ahead, Emma, continue.
Yeah, so that's just one part of it, really. That's really the page, and there are, I'm not going to lie, guys, there is spam on here. There's a lot of spam on here, but you also come across really great people and some nuggets. It's like anywhere, you get spam and you get rubbish anyway. You just need to tune yourself out, delete people that really annoy you, and go on with your own thing, and be giving people a good example and showing them how to do it, because eventually what happens is people start to mimic you. When you start to post great content and you start to put value out there, and people see that you're getting engagement and you're getting people commenting saying, can you send me some information, then they start to message you and saying, how are you getting so much engagement? And I say, well, look at your posts and then come back and look at mine. If you want to talk to me and learn how to do it, then get in contact. This is one of my links, and you
And what
soon start a
and
conversation.
Emma, what have you done there? Exactly. You start a conversation. You've actually promoted yourself without being in people's face.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that word attraction marketing is a bandied about quite a bit, but that's what you're doing. When you focus on the 3 P's, what ends up happening is you actually, all right, you actually create hurdles that those people have to jump over, meaning they actually have to reach out to you. And once that person does that, their defense barrier is down, meaning that they're the ones who reached out to you. You didn't go and spam your link or hit them up, and basically said, oh, look at my offer. So what Emma has now done, you notice there, what she said is she's going to help them understand how she's posting and all like that. But she come right back, and once she helps them, she said, she can basically say things like, all right, these are the things I'm doing, all right, as far as the post, and I'm promoting these companies. Now, what has she also done? She's very softly sold them on the fact that she's promoting this company, this company, this company. All right. And that
And I
sets in that person's.
say to them, if you're clearly not getting the level of training that you're after doing what you're doing. I don't know what the company's like that you're with, but if you want to see a great team and how a great team act together and work together and the things that we learn from each other, then it might be worth exploring something a little bit different, something that might actually complement. So it's not going in and doing the hard boom 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 sell. It's going in and talking to people about what they need and identifying what they feel that they're lacking, and then you help them to fill that gap.
Absolutely. And most people are lacking a marketing strategy, but they try to put the horse before the cart. Before you can do that, you've actually, guess what? Got to work on your persona first. Before you go into promotion, you got to figure out your persona. So, great example there, Emma, of the difference. And it all came from basically figuring out, okay, she was already doing a lot of posts, a lot of content out there, all right? But again, if you're just throwing content out there and people aren't engaging with you, then it's just content. So
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I was getting engagement, guys. You're going to get engagement on your post if you're writing good content, but there's a big difference between getting lots of people and liking and commenting your post and then instantly forgetting who you are. So
right.
my problem was never engagement. That's how come I ended on this hangout in the first place. My engagement has always been amazing. My social media has always been really strong, but it was just missing a little bit of something, and I couldn't understand what it was missing. Couldn't understand why it wasn't quite translating. I was getting the engagement. People were saying, people were talking. I couldn't figure it out, and I had a breakdown about it and phoned Big and was like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And sometimes it's the smallest piece that you're missing. You are 95% there, and it's just a small little thing that you go, oh my goodness. And it changes everything, and it has a massive, massive impact.
Awesome. And she's now having fun with it, right, Emma? You're having
Oh,
fun
I
doing
love it.
these.
I sit on my phone and waiting for the kids getting off the bus, and it's beautiful here. It's still sunny. It's getting colder because we're going into winter, but it's gloriously sunny. And I sit at the bus stop, and I downloaded an app on my phone that I do this with. And I sit and I look through my photos, and I've written a post. Like, I'm sat writing a post while I'm waiting for the kids, because I live in Italy, so it can take half an hour for the bus to come. You think you're going to pick them up at 20 past, and it doesn't arrive till, I don't know, 1:45. It can be crazy. So I sit there and I'm fiddling with my photos and I'm making it on my phone, and I'm sat out in the sunshine and I'm having a great time. I love it. It's completely changed the way I do things, completely.
Right.
It's freedom to
So
be
we're not going to give you what those apps are and things like that, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually have you jump over a couple of hurdles. So if you watch this show and you want to know what those are, reach out to myself or Emma. We'll be happy to basically tell you what those are.
But the
Engagement,
onus is on
folks.
you to reach out and take responsibility, guys. You've got to contact us and ask us, because
Exactly.
you have to start taking responsibility. We're not just going to give you everything here. You've got to
So
step up.
yep, and you see what we did there. All right, we took that, okay, persona, and we basically are promoting the fact that we have these tools, but we're just not going to give them to you. So we want you to engage with us. So we'll be happy to let you know what those all are, give you examples, give you a little bit of training, but you have to reach out to us personally. So let's move on to some things that we've been testing on the FutureNet platform there, Emma, and then we'll go over to the FutureAdPro side, which we're
Yeah, I'm not
excited
going to talk
about.
too much because
Yep.
we've done quite a bit over the last few weeks on it. I know we've spoken about it several times, but it's just really highlighting that there are an absolute wealth of really good products that you really should be testing, you should be using, you should be starting to play with, because you buy media points with FutureNet. So if you're buying into the platform and you're buying the media points, then you really need to be using them, and you really need to be using them with these products, because they're all there. Every single product is there for you to promote your external businesses, the other businesses that you should be advertising on here. Nobody who is involved in our group should be promoting FutureNet and FutureAdPro solely as a standalone business. It's folly. You know how we always say multiple businesses. If you are promoting FutureNet and FutureAdPro as a standalone business, then you're doing yourself a disservice, really, because that's not what it's there for. It's really important that you
Absolutely.
guys get that.
Emma, you hit the nail on the head. FutureNet, FutureAdPro is not a standalone business. It is a tool in order to create a system, all right? A system that feeds itself to eventually allow you to take money out of that business. But it means incorporating a strategy and many businesses together that are all complementary. So if you look on that list there of things, when you go into FutureNet, you're buying media points in order to be able to have landing pages, in order to be able to have a blog, in order to be able to have videos done, all that stuff, if you aren't good at doing them yourself. That's the beauty of it. But even as a standalone social media, okay, product, we're telling you that if you look at it from a persona promotion promise standpoint, it's absolutely fantastic, even as a free tool. The beauty of it is once you sign up to FutureNet, or you have people sign up to FutureNet as a free member, okay, they don't have to pay anything. Those people become part of your team for anything and everything they purchase in the future, including one of our favorite things that FutureNet, the company, came out with, which was the traffic exchange, the advertising side, where you could go out and on FutureAdPro, and we're going to basically have Emma talk about that, purchase advertising packages to promote your other offers. And that's a fantastic way to get exposure, once again, to people that are more open to internet or network marketing offers. And that's the beauty of getting people and training and teaching them free as far as the social media side, because once they sign up with your link, they're automatically part of your team should they decide to actually start doing paid traffic advertising, correct? That's what you learned, correct, Emma?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there is just so many ways to make money in this business. We could, we could be talking all day. You can, there are so many things that you can sell, and it's not just, it's not about going and getting the most ad packs or going and being in the matrix. Or there are, you can sell the products, you can sell the games, you can sell, there is just an absolute mass of things that you can do with this system. As Bigg said, you sign up as a free member, and then you buy your, I'll just quickly show them the friends matrix, friends tree matrices. You basically buy your media points by going into this back office here, and FutureNet Summit popping up. I know lots of you guys are thinking
Yeah,
about
actually,
going, and
yep, we have some team members that are actually going, and all should be fantastic.
Yeah. And so here's the Friends Tree back office. So basically what you're doing is you're buying the media points here, and as you buy these media points, it allows you to buy different products. So yeah, that you then get the access to being able to buy into the momentum system, which is a landing page, lead management system, and autoresponder. You can buy blog templates, you can buy those emails that we talked about with videos attached. So that's just a really quick overview of, of the back office. You need to buy into these in order to get the media points to be able to buy the other products. That's just their currency, as it were. So I'm going to pop over to FutureAdPro. And this is my favorite bit, but it's not my favorite bit for the reasons you probably are expecting it to be. I absolutely love FutureAdPro because I love the advertising. The advertising is so powerful for me. So
yeah, and again, we know it's powerful because we can track where conversions of leads are coming from when we advertise on FutureAdPro. Go ahead, Emma.
yeah, I track everything. So I look in my power lead system, and I see my power lead system in the back. I open up where referrals are coming from, and a lot of the time when I buy a new ad pack, or when I use my advertising budget to buy the new ad views down here, I can see that I more often than not I get opt-ins from FutureNet and FutureAdPro. So I absolutely love FutureAdPro. It's just so powerful.
Right. So the idea here is we're not saying that it's all about. One of the great things about FutureAdPro is it is a revenue sharing situation. But if all you're focused on is the revenue share, you're missing the entire point. It's all about the traffic. The revenue share is just a bonus, or as people know I'm famous for saying, the traffic is the biscuits and the revenue share is the gravy. If there's no gravy, it doesn't matter because biscuits are still good. biscuits, most people love biscuits, all right? And that's what we're trying to have people understand, that if you focus on what it's there for, all right? The bonus is the revenue share and those earnings. The fact that you can purchase advertising, this is what gets us so excited, right, Emma? You can purchase advertising, you get your ads on the platform, and she's going to show you. You get views to your ads, and you get your money returned to you over time. There's no guarantee of that because you're purchasing a product. But if you do happen to share in the revenue and get the money back, guess what? You can turn around and use that money to buy more traffic. It is the best of both worlds. Again, no guarantees, no promises, because you're buying advertising. But if you happen to luck out and get that money returned to you in the system the way it works now, guess what? You've got advertising that was done, and now you have an opportunity to buy more advertising with the same money. It is a blessing, correct, Emma?
Oh, it's amazing. I just love it. You know, you find that you start to reach a point. You find that you're reaching a point where you're not paying anything out your own pocket. You're just recycling the money. You know, you're just sending more traffic, and then you send it to your primary offers, the traffic to your primary offices, to the businesses that you've got that are external to FutureNet and FutureAdPro. And if you're recycling the money and sending the traffic back out to those, then those businesses grow, and you put those money, that the money from those in your pocket, and you use the money from in here to just keep buying more traffic. It's amazing.
So, Emma, that's that loop that we're going to be basically revealing to everyone in the next number of weeks. Again, the loop continues to feed itself, and just like a race car that goes around that track, that goes around and around and around, every now and then you're going to be able to have a pit stop, and that pit stop is where you're going to be able to withdraw money and actually put in your pocket. But most of the fuel and all to keep that car going around that track needs to go back in the car. And so that's that loop. And again, you eventually win because every pit stop that you make and you take money out, all right, it starts to grow and grow and grow. At the same time, that car just keeps running around that track. Go ahead, Emma. Why don't we share a little bit on why it's so powerful? Because the ads themselves are people.
Oh, just bear with me a minute, Big. Hang on. Ooh, lost it. It's all right. I've got kids and husbands coming in the background saying, "Are you nearly finished? Are you nearly finished?" It's chaos here. Okay, so what am I showing?
Basically, let's go to the fact that when they sign up for FutureAdPro, they have to come in at a certain level. And now, when you have a team member that signs up for FutureNet, they automatically are on your team there. But
Yeah, they're
they have to
automatically on the team.
purchase a level. They can have it free. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, you basically you have your team and they pop across from FutureNet, so they come in as free members, and then people buy their ad packs and they buy a status. So they'll either be a free member, or they will be there are 5 different levels. So they buy into those levels, and that dictates how many ad packs they can have and how many levels deep that they go. So let me show you. So here you have a fee each month. Each year, and then a
Each year,
maximum
yeah.
amount of ad packs and the
Don't scare them.
compensation.
Don't scare them, Emma. Yeah. And the beauty about this is you get paid on multiple levels. So you get paid on the people you bring and also their people down to a certain level, depending on the level that you buy in. But typically come in for free and still purchase the advertising also.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And what they can do is they can go into here. Now, you can say buy new ad views, and you can buy here. They can with Payzer, with Bitcoin, with anything like that. Even if they don't want to buy their ad packs, they can buy here 1,000 views for $5. So you could take this to any sort of business. They don't have to get involved in ad packs and rev sharing if they don't want to, but they could go to Joe Blogs down the road who's got a hairdressing website or a pram selling website, and they could put their website in here and buy so many views for $5, buy 1,000 views for $5, and they can test out the advertising and use the platform without ever worrying about rev share, without ever worrying about buying ad packs or whatever it may be. So there are just so many ways that you can use it.
Right. Absolutely. So what we wanted to do today was spend about 45 minutes with you and go over the reasons and why things are working for Emma, and they will start to work for you also, as long as you have a strategy for how you're going to utilize and leverage. Again, we keep using that word leverage, FutureNet and FutureAdPro. Um, the system itself, the way that they've set this up, the way that they've integrated, and the beauty is, it doesn't matter. Once someone is signed up with you and part of your team, whatever they buy at that point or any point in the future is tied to you. So as you're learning the system, you can turn around and teach the system, and those people obviously will start to understand, like we do, that if they put a little money into the system, they're going to get money back on the back end. Again, I'm not talking about the rev share. I'm talking about that loop we talked about, that traffic loop of basically working your offers in, coming back in, taking that traffic money, putting it back in, taking some of it out to put in other traffic sources, which drive people back to FutureNet, FutureAdPro. You should also be teaching your people, because when you do that, they then in turn, guess what? Put money into their system so that they can start to see the results that you're having. And that's exactly what Emma's doing. So we're going to end today's show on that note. I'm going to let Emma basically have the last words on some of the key points that she wants to drive home today for those out there who watch this show on replay or who are watching it live. And the bottom line is, we'll see you at our regular time next week, Thursday. I'll be getting ready to head to Vegas. If I can do the show, great. All depends. I'll let you guys know in the next day or two. I got to check my flights again. But Emma, you want to leave people with some last parting thoughts before we basically turn out the lights here?
Yeah, it's just to get stuck back in, really. It's to get to know the platform, get to know all the bits and pieces that we're talking about, make sure you're using it appropriately and responsibly, and make sure you're looking after your guys. And if you're doing that and you're being responsible and you're being a good, and you're doing things in the right way, then you're going to see success and you're going to see things start to move and start to happen. But the most important thing is to take some action and be inputting, and implementing the things that we're teaching you on these hangouts, because anybody can just sit in front of a screen and watch the hangout and be like, oh, pat on the back, I did well today, I watched a hangout, go me. But then you've actually got to go and put that into practice. Otherwise it's a complete waste of your time and a complete waste of ours. On that note, I am going to go because I've got people screaming in the background, so I've got to go and get ready. I've got chaos going on this week. It's going to be bedlam.
Right. But what was she? Consistent, persistent. So the bottom line is, if you learned anything from today's show, it's that, yes, there are marketing strategies available. Yes, you can reach out to us and we can share some of those tools and things that we're using to start to create those images, but the onus is on you. So this has been your boy Big, my ever helpful co-host there, Emma, and this has been the Future Biz Op Pro Show. And we'll see you on next week's show, hopefully Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.